Hi, thank you for joining me. My name is Christine of Shadow Moon Healing, and I'm really excited to be with you here today. My goal is to teach you a little bit about how to do an energy scan for yourselves, meditate, give a brief reading for September, and talk about ways that we can connect to our own magic. Okay, let's just go ahead and get started. We have a lot of work to do today. Let's take a sip of my tea. Okay. So let's start with our meditation. You may or may not know much about the chakra system. So as I go through this today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the chakras and what we're going to be connecting with and what we're going to be paying attention to. Okay? Okay, folks, I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to probably keep my eyes open for the most part here, but I want you to close and I want you to just listen to the sound of my voice, pay attention, and you can look up every so often and see what I'm doing if you'd like, but for the most part, I just want you to be internal, okay? Let's go ahead and start. So let's close our eyes. The first thing I want us to do, folks, is we're going to take 3 deep breaths in and out. Inhalations and exhalations. But when we take these inhalations and exhalations, I want us to be very deliberate about it, okay? And by that, I mean, when we're breathing in, we're gonna picture white, almost lavender light coming in and filling us up, filling up our lungs, filling up our inside. And when we exhale, make it loud. Get rid of everything. I literally want you to picture any negativity leaving, anything that you got to get rid of, just exhale it, okay? This will be a good way to clear and kind of hit the reset button before we start, okay? All right, everyone, deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath in, lavender white light coming in. Let it all go. Good, one more. Deep breath in through the nose. And we let it go. Okay, excellent. Let's start, folks, by putting our hands right on our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is loaded right at the top of our heads. We're going to put our hands on top of our head. We're going to close our eyes, and we're going to picture a violet light coming in through the top of our heads, working its way down over our forehead, over our eyes, past our ears, through our face, through our eyelids, our nose, our cheekbones, our cheek muscles, our mouths, circling all the way to the back of our head, down through our jaw, our chin, all the way down to our throat. Picture this beautiful violet light saturating every cell, every capillary, every little piece, okay? Just let it saturate. And as it's saturating, pay attention if you have any pain. Do you have any tightness in your jaw? Have you been clenching? Have you been getting headaches? Just pay attention. When we have pain in a particular area of our body, it often means that that area of our body has energy stagnation. We're disconnected from that part of our chakra. So just pay attention, just listen and send love and compassion in and ask for any of those energies to leave. So you're going to take your hands and you're going to wipe down the top of your head all the way through your neck. And you're just going to kind of clap, ask them to leave, okay? The next thing we're going to do, folks, is we're going to put our hand over our foreheads where our third eye is located, okay? It's the next chakra down from our crown chakra. This is our intuition. Many of us have closed our intuition in favor of thinking with our brain. And as a result, we're not always able to connect to our highest consciousness. So what I want you to do while you have your palm over your forehead is picture that third eye opening and picture indigo light coming in and opening up your third eye. Most beautiful indigo, velvety, gorgeous light you can imagine coming in through your third eye, illuminating and radiating. Good. And as that third eye is opening up, as that indigo light is coming in, all that negativity, any energies that are in the way, that are stuck, they're leaving. We're saying goodbye to them, okay? Wiping them out. I always wipe my energies out. Okay, good. We've started with the top, moving to the throat. A lot of us have problems with our throat chakras being closed. It has a lot to do with holding back, not speaking our truth, being silenced, not speaking up. Over time, our throat chakra closes in defense to protect us. So we've got to open it back up. So this is one way to do it. So you're going to take both hands, you're going to cross your hands over one another, and you're going to put them right on your throat. Very, very gently. And you're going to picture a beautiful turquoise light in the shape of an upside down triangle, okay? And I want you to picture that upside down triangle right in the center of your throat. And I want you to picture beautiful turquoise light coming in through that upside down triangle as if it's a prism. And you're going to picture turquoise just expanding and opening up that throat chakra. That prism is opening, 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 opening up the throat. And as that beautiful turquoise light is coming in, okay, any negativity, any stagnation is leaving. So again, picturing that beautiful turquoise light coming in, opening up that throat, providing comfort. Okay, we're going to move to our heart chakra now. I don't know about you folks, but my heart, it's been struggling this year. It's been a hard year. There's a lot up for healing, and I will go into that more after our meditation. But all I want to say is, and I want to validate that it's really, really important to take extra good care of yourself during these times. Place one or two of your hands over your heart and just send light pink light to your heart, like the most comforting, soft light you can imagine, just filling your heart space, giving it lots of love, wrapping it up like silk, like the softest, most gentle rose petal, freshly taken off of a rose. Softness, love, kindness. Fill your heart space. Just imagine it for a second. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Good job. Good job. We are halfway there. Okay. We're going to take our hand and we're going to move it right down to our solar plexus. Yet another area that gets so blocked. We humans, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and it's really hard to be on all the time. It's hard to have courage, and it's hard to find our center of power sometimes, and this is where it is. If you've been having stomach issues, if you've been having tightness, if you've been having a hard time eating, it has to do with the core chakra being blocked. Let's just give it some love. Let's put our hand right there. Let's picture like a lemon yellow bright light coming in, like the sun, like the brightest summer day, rays of sunshine just coming right through our crown chakra, clearing out anything that doesn't need to be there anymore. Take a deep breath in. Exhale what needs to go. Awesome. Now we're going to move down to our sacral chakra. The sacral and the root are two areas that I personally have had to really work on and still need to work on. Our sacral chakra is located right below our belly button in the lower abdomen area. We carry a lot of tension here. This is often where a lot of anxiety comes from fear of expressing ourselves and a lot of other reasons. So we can get into this later, and I'll talk about it in later sessions. But for right now, I just want you to hold your hand in that space, and I want you to picture a really bright orange light coming in and filling this area with this beautiful, illuminated, orange, vibrant light. It's coming in, starting really small, and it's expanding, growing, 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 filling the sacral chakra area with this beautiful, radiant orange light. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, it needs to go. Okay, we're going to end with our root chakra. Our root chakra, you can access both places, in the front or the back. I'm going to go back because it's easier to access because it's basically our tailbone area. That's the root chakra. Obviously, the chakras encompass both sides of the body, the front and the back. So I'm going to go ahead and place my hand right on my root chakra in the back. And I'm going to picture red. I'm going to picture this beautiful red light coming in through the root chakra. And as I'm picturing this red, I'm picturing roots, actual roots growing out of this beautiful red color. They're moving through my pelvic area, down through my legs, through my knees, down through my calves, all the way down through my feet and my toes. These roots now are shooting into the earth, further, 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 all the way to the core. I'm rooted, I am grounded, I am anchored, I am nurtured by the earth. I say this to myself. Say that to yourself as we're rooting. I am rooted, I am anchored, I am nurtured by Mother Earth. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Okay, as a final sweep, let's take our hands. You can open your eyes if you want. Take your hands, start from your crown, all the way down. Exhale. Done. We just did an energy scan and a clearing. I want to show you something really wonderful, an amazing product. Florida water, it's so great. You can get it at any metaphysical store. I found some at Walmart the other day and I stocked up and I bought them all. So sorry if you were shopping at the Walmart in Arvada. These are wonderful little bottles that cleanse. If you sign into my website and check out my blogs, I'm going to teach you how to make your own. But in the meantime, if you have some, it's a beautiful, beautiful cleanser. Just take some and wipe out. Okay. I always use it when I get out of the shower and before I go to bed, just to hit the reset button. Okay. Okay, folks, so we started with our meditation and now I want to do a reading for you for September. I want to talk to you about what's coming up. I want to talk to you about, the general energies that are coming up for us, what we can look for, what we can pay attention to, what we can do to kind of root in, okay? All right, interesting. I just want to say, we just did this awesome chakra meditation and I just got Shakti. Shakti is all about aligning with all of our chakras. So that's pretty amazing. We're going to take that as a beautiful divine affirmation for the work that we're doing today. So with Shakti coming up, it's really, really important to stay connected this month. It's really, really important to stay connected to all parts of our chakras, all parts of ourselves. It's really, really important to nurture, to pay attention, to listen. Our bodies give us lots and lots of messages and information all the time. If our body is in pain, it's telling us something. Our body is always working really, really hard for us. So it's really, really important to think about what we feel, to listen and to honor it, and to give ourselves what we need. Okay, here we go. Folks, I'm just going to check my time so I make sure that I use my time wisely. Okay, beautiful. Sorry about that. Technology isn't always great. Okay. Folks, we're going to be completing some cycles in September. We are going to be dealing with having to get in touch with our intuitive side, actually. The Page of Cups comes up as our governing card. Ooh, the light is glaring. You see that guy? That guy comes up when we are being encouraged to listen to aspects of ourselves that we often are not in tune with. September is going to bring the completion of some kind of personal cycle for us, okay? And in completing that personal cycle, it's going to ask us to really look at where we're out of balance. It's so interesting that I pulled all these cards like right after doing this meditation with you. You know, in preparing for today, I did not prepare a reading. I mean, this reading is live and it's happening right here in front of you. So this is totally spontaneous and me connecting to my guides. It's just amazing to me that those are the messages that are coming up again. Beautiful goddess Shakti is showing up to tell us that we need to be in sacred alignment. If we're to move forth into the energies of September and October and November, 3 months, we have to be in alignment. The only way for us to step forward into the world in our power is to be completely in alignment with ourselves. We have to feel rooted. We have to feel grounded. We have to harness our inner creativity. We have to believe in ourselves and our courage. We have to give ourselves a lot of self-love. We have to speak our truth. We have to nurture intuition. And we have to let go of ego. If we can work on all these aspects of ourselves, then we can move forward successfully into the upcoming months and into the fall, okay? Okay, no surprise that Six of Swords comes up. Folks, swords are about the mind. They're about the mental state. So whenever swords come up, it has to do with something that we're dealing with at the level of the ether, the air, what's going on mentally for us. Collectively, as a whole, we are asked to release and leave things behind that maybe we don't want to. What baggage are we bringing with us that we're reluctant to leave behind? Have we, for instance, lost our jobs against our will? Are we having to leave home? Have we lost our homes? Have we lost what it means to feel at home? A lot of us, I feel like, are taking journeys that we didn't foresee that we were going to have to take, and we're not feeling great about taking those journeys. We have so much civil unrest going on right now, calls for justice. A lot is being unveiled and revealed to us. Our collective nervous system is frenetic and we feel it. And those of us that are empaths or sensitive, feel people's energies very, very easily, are feeling it more than others. And this might result in anxiety, depression, even panic attacks. Anxiety, okay, is when I like to think of anxiety, and I'm going to be honest, I've struggled with anxiety my whole life, and I still feel it. When anxiety is coming in, it means that the body is trying to get rid of that energy. Something's come in, the body wants to get rid of it. So we have to support the body, nurture the body, give it lots of water, give it sunlight. We treat ourselves like plants. Sunlight, water, good food. Take good care of the body. Take good care of the nervous system, because the nervous system is really, really heightened right now and it feels on edge. The antidote to anxiety is curiosity and creativity. What can we be curious about? How can we step into our power anew by being inquisitive about our abilities, about our creativity? Let's say we just lost our job. Let's say that life is looking very different for us right now. We've completed a cycle. We're not sure how to move forward. things feel scary. First and foremost, we have to get in alignment with ourselves. It's never a good idea to step forward into the future or into any decision if we're not anchored and if we don't feel connected to ourselves. You know, if we make a decision, for instance, out of anxiety or fear, those anxiety and fear vibrations are going to bring back to you a very similar kind of vibration, right? So I lost my job, I'm freaking out, I need to find another job. Probably will find another job, but finding it from that space isn't going to fulfill you in the heart space way. Checking my phone again, pardon me. Still have 9 minutes. So I can go on with my divination and I need to cut myself off. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are in alignment, that we are taking care of ourselves, that we are aware of how we are moving in the world. Are we moving from a space of fear and poverty? Are we moving from a space of empowerment and confidence? Are we mindful of what we're thinking and feeling and how we're navigating the world? Important questions to ask without judgment of ourselves. It's so great that we did this meditation today because that is a tool that you can use every day. You can take 5 or 10 minutes just to root in, connect, check in with any areas that feel stuck or stagnant, pay attention. And you can ask them, you can think those energies and you can ask them to head out, okay? The last card that comes up for us in our reading of September, and I'm definitely getting information about upcoming months, but for the sake of our session today is King of Swords. Interesting that King of Swords comes up because I was talking about speaking our truth and how difficult it is to speak our truth and how so many of our our crown chakras are blocked, but how many of our throat chakras are blocked because we are so afraid of speaking our truth. So many of us, especially women, especially minorities, those that have been disenfranchised by systemic oppression in any kind of a way, absolutely have had their throat chakras blocked. We haven't been allowed to speak our voices, and it's really, really hard and scary, and it causes anxiety. So oftentimes when the throat chakra is blocked, the sacral chakra is blocked, which is our creativity, our sexuality, our jouissance, right? For life, our zest. That's often connected to our root chakra. So the King of Swords is the most, I don't want to say powerful, but one of the most influential cards in the Swords suit. Again, Swords and Cups are coming up. Swords are about the mind and Cups are about emotion, intuition. So accepting loss, being okay with the journey, checking in with ourselves, making sure that we're connecting to our power, and doing what we need to do to root into our power, connect to it, find our power sources. Where are they? What fills you up? That is even more important than productivity. Productivity is a construct of Western society, folks. We're seeing a radical deconstruction right now of these systems. These systems that have been built on systemic oppression are crumbling. And what's happening is we're being called to connect to our deepest selves, our highest selves, and reach out to people in our community and to give ourselves the nurturing that we need to heal. Because it's like we've been walking around on autopilot, not connected. We're finally being asked to connect. So the King of Swords is about speaking our truth with authority, being very, very clear in our intentions. In order to get clear in our intentions, we have to be in alignment with ourselves. So if we're in full alignment with ourselves, we can be very clear about what we want, and then we can manifest that, okay? So again, we're completing cycles. We're all experiencing some kind of movement away from what was once stable in certain ways. We're being called to connect to our intuition with love with curiosity, with play. Play is really important this month as well, too. Play along with honoring ourselves, whatever that looks like. Is that rest? Is that sitting out in the sun? Is it hugging your sister? Is it binging on a Netflix show and having some glasses of wine? Is it taking a healing bath? Is it doing meditation? Is it riding your bike? What is it that fills you up and nurtures you? That's how you get into alignment. You find your joy. Because I will tell you something. Joy is resistance to any difficult things that are going on, and it is resistance to what is. When we find our joy, we're deeply connected and in tune, and we are in alignment. We are in alignment with our highest selves. Okay, so that is a short snippet in terms of the divination for this month. I have about 4 minutes left. I want to end this session with telling you how we can root into these messages and do ordinary magic on our own. Okay, here's my recommendation for you. For the month of September, 2 things: cleansing and activating and rooting, okay? Just like we did in our meditation, just like what the cards told us, okay? We need to remove anything that doesn't serve us so that we can invite the good in, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a cleansing bath, okay? And I want you to do the following. I want you to get about a cup or 2 of Epsom salt, okay? You can get that at Walgreens or any local store. I want you to take a tablespoon of baking soda, about a teaspoon of white vinegar. I know it sounds weird. I promise you're not gonna smell like pickles. I want you to take 3 to 5 drops of rosemary essential oil, 3 to 5 drops of lemon essential oil, okay? You're gonna put all of those into the bath, and you're gonna swirl it with your hands, and you're gonna picture all sorts of good vibes going into that water, okay? Now, when I do baths, I make it as groovy as possible. I turn off the lights, I light the candles, play some music, and I really attune, okay? When you're in the bath, you're gonna do the meditation I taught you. You're gonna go through, you're gonna do a scan, and most importantly, my loves, I want you to work on visualizing energy leaving your body. Side note, if you don't take a bath, or you don't like taking baths, or you don't have a bathtub because you live in an apartment or your house doesn't have one, not a problem. I want you to take that same blend, mix it up in warm water, and then I want you to put it in a spray bottle. After you get out of the shower, I want you to spray yourself from head to toe and do an energy scan along with it, okay? Okay, once you have done that, okay, you always want to be paying attention to your higher self and your higher consciousness. Are there any messages that are coming in? Last but not least, you're going to create a little intention altar with a candle, a bowl of water, a plant or a rock, and incense. All of those represent the 4 elements. You're going to write an intention. You're going to put it under the candle, whatever color you want, whatever feels right. And I want you to spend time at your altar every day, 5 to 10 minutes, asking for what you want to bring into your life. All right, folks. Well, I think I'm out of time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you'll follow me at Shadow Moon Healing on Instagram. Come to my website at shadowmoonhealing.com. I'd love to talk to you further and work with you. And thank you so much for giving me your beautiful, beautiful energy today. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful September. Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us through those technical difficulties. We had such good energies this morning that we just threw off the Zoom channels. Christine, amazing meditation. We definitely needed those calming energies after this very busy week, and we're just so grateful for you to have joined us and have shared all of your expertise and wisdom and just your beautiful spirit. So Thank you so much. Everyone, if you want to go ahead and toss your questions into the chat, and then Christine will be sharing a code for 15% off of her services on her website with everyone who's stayed and been patient with us all the way through this session. So let's see if we've got any good questions coming through. Amy Nichols asked, how can I get into the headspace to meditate? Life and work get busy and I forget to meditate. What are your ideas, Christine?
That is a great question. And that is something that I struggle with on a daily basis. And one thing that I've realized with meditating is it's not about perfection. It's about paying attention to what's going on in our brains, what's going on in our bodies. Meditation is about really just getting in touch with what's going on and allowing yourself the compassion and time and space to listen and pay attention and feel. Often what I do with a meditation is I'll just, especially if I'm so busy and stressed, it doesn't have to be like a formal thing, it doesn't have to be, like I gotta like sit with the incense and I gotta like turn off all the lights and, really, really get into the zone. I think about meditation as just watching and paying attention to what's going on and recentering and realigning. Oftentimes too, what I will do during the day is if I feel that my head is spinning or I'm overwhelmed with something, I will just stop and I will anchor and I will look and I'll say, okay, all this stuff's going on in my body right now. I just need to take a second, pay attention, and just kind of breathe with it and let it go. So meditation shouldn't be like an extra added task. It should be a way to check in and a way to give yourself compassion and surrender to what is, especially if it's really busy or stressful. Like, yeah, this is a really stressful, busy time. What does my body need right now? And how can I take care of it? That's how I try to approach meditation. So I hope that helps, Amy. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. We have another Amy in our questions saying, can you please repeat the bath recipe? And so I think we have some interest in your concoctions and recipes.
Of course. Yes, no problem. And I would be happy as well to share that on my website. I have a bunch of blogs and I post recipes on my Instagram all the time. But for the bath recipe, first of all, Epsom salt is always your go-to, 1 to 2 cups. It's cleansing, it's clearing, and it's also really good for the muscles and for the body in general. Especially for women, we need magnesium. We need those supplements to help our bodies. And, when it comes in like through water and through the skin, our skin being the largest organ, we're able to absorb all those beautiful nutrients that we need. So 1 to 2 cups of Epsom salt. About a teaspoon or so of baking soda. Baking soda is a cleanser. It's going to help remove like any extra things that are stuck. About a half teaspoon of vinegar. I would say white vinegar. And 3 to 5 drops of rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is very stimulating and it's very clearing and it's very cleansing. It's also a very feminine herb, so it really helps empower women. Of course, men can use it too, but it's one of those herbs that is just universally very, very powerful and helps us find our inner power. And then lavender. Lavender calms the nervous system. So 3 to 5 drops of the lavender, and then stir it and set your intentions and think about what you want to do. So that's like the basic kind of cleansing recipe to really realign and reset. And you can use that at any time. And I often even substitute different oils, but rosemary and lavender came to me when I was doing the reading, when I was thinking about, okay, what do we need to do to reset and activate, like our positive vibes, our positive energy, our inner power, and that unique combination of oils is going to help.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. That is incredibly helpful, and we'll definitely be trying some of those things to meditate over the weekend. We have a question from Rebecca, which is, thank you for the meditation and bath tips. The sound cut out for me when you got to your holy water, and I actually have that bottle. What did you say about it? And I would just like to kick this off by saying we will be uploading a YouTube stream version of this, and we will send you all the links so that you can watch the session in full without any tech issues. But you can, sorry, Christine, passing it over to you to go ahead and talk about the holy water.
Yes. So Florida water. Oh, right. I think that's when the tech cut out. I'm just answering a question here because I said lemon oil, and right now I just said lavender. And one of our attendees asked about that, so I just wanted to clarify that in the chat. You can substitute a lot of different oils. Florida water, yes, I love it. It's a wonderful energy cleanser. I keep a bottle. I'm like, do I have a bottle on hand right now? I have them like all over the house. Florida water is a special kind of concoction. It's an old recipe. It's an old folk recipe that a lot of different folk traditions use. Some folks use it just for like a perfume. I personally use it as a cleansing agent. So what I will do is after I get out of the bath, I will take that Florida water, right? And I will pour a little bit into the palms of my hands, and I'll just kind of like brush all parts of my body. And the Florida water just, I don't know, it brings in such bright vibrations that it helps clear away any residue or anything that's just kind of stuck. I will often take some and just put it on in the morning when I wake up, you know, just to kind of get me going and set me on the right path. And I'll always set an intention for the day, like something really simple, like today, I'm going to make sure that I pay attention when I have worrying thoughts, right? And I'm going to try and reframe those so that I can have, you know, more positive thoughts throughout the day or something like that. And I'll take the Florida water and I'll kind of go all over my body. And then I'll also do it before bed. So yes, and I think in the video too, I said where you can get it. You can get it at most metaphysical stores. I made a little joke that I found some at the Walmart kind of around the corner from us in Arvada, and I bought it all out. So sometimes you can find it in like local stores kind of hidden away a little bit cheaper. But yeah, that's really what I use it for.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying. And despite our tech issues, really glad that we were still able to get that into this session. Great question from Miana. How do we prioritize our intentions?
How do we prioritize our intentions? That is a great question. That's something that is so personal. One way I would think about it is, there's a difference between our conscious minds, and there's a difference between our ability to connect to our inner wisdom. Some of us say, you know, some of us look at that as our higher self, our connection to spirit, our ability to channel and connect. Some of us may think about it as our intuition, you know, like that kind of intangible thing when you get a gut feeling about something, or you know that something's going to happen, but you can't really wrap your finger on it, or you know, you meet someone or you encounter a situation and you're like, I don't know, something just doesn't feel right. What I would recommend is trying to connect with your intuition, right? And say, okay, what feels right? As opposed to like all of the thoughts that are going on in our brain and the way that we're thinking about all the things that are going on, right? Pay attention to our intuition and what kind of comes in, right? Like what's the thing that's going to help me feel okay today? I think that's a really good way to look at it. What is the thing that I need today to move forward? Maybe, and it's always contingent on the day, you know, it's always contingent on where you're at, what you have going on. That's why it's really important to do it first thing in the morning. Just kind of think about it really quickly, root in and say, okay, so today I feel really anxious. My intention is to stay grounded and to just pay attention when I have those thoughts. So it needs to be simple. It can't be overthought. It really needs to be about, all right, I'm going to check in with myself. What do I need the most today? I think that's a really strong way to set an intention.
Awesome. We have a question from Terry. Is there a foot chakra?
Oh, Terry, there are. Actually, there are chakras located all over our body. I mean, I just covered kind of the main energy centers that we know a lot about, but there are chakras behind our ears and at our temples, and there's smaller chakras on our hands and in our fingers. So yeah, there's chakras at our feet. Um, our feet carry so much. I mean, if you think about our feet, right, they carry us around all of the time, right? We are constantly walking around and standing and moving, and it's really what connects us to the earth, right? So a really good way to even cleanse those feet chakra areas is to take your shoes off and just put your feet right on the ground, like right in the grass for like 10 minutes or something like that. The earth has a natural vibration. I like to think of it as like our natural battery charger. So if we just put our feet on the ground, we can really reset. So that's really an awesome way to balance out the feet chakras. And also foot soaks. You could use Epsom salt, you could use Epsom and lemon, you could use that little bath recipe that I came with today. Those are really good ways to keep the feet chakras open. And it's really connected to the root. You know, our energy centers are all connected. They're not separate and they all work together. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about the feet chakra. That's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, I really love thinking about these sorts of things as just pieces of a whole. And I think that that's really a beautiful answer to kind of think about how connected all of the energies are, and yet how unique we should treat all of them at the same time. We've got kind of a little bit of a longer question, but I still think a really good one from Carolyn.
Okay.
I've noticed that my dreams have become really active this month and with vivid imagery. And in the actual external world, I've been noticing what seems like a huge increase in crow activity, which maybe can be explained scientifically. But what is your approach to interpreting or decoding these messengers in our lives? The dreams, the creatures like the crows in this instance, it seems that they're trying to share some important message.
You should go to my website and read my most recent blog on Mars retrograde energy. Right now, in terms of what's going on with the planets, many of us are experiencing more vivid dreams than usual. Mars retrograde is causing us to really look at old situations, old patterns, old relationships, maybe areas or things that have been unresolved, and to actually get comfortable with that part of ourselves that is unsure and doesn't know. Um, those vivid dreams, what I would do is I would wake up and I would think, okay, what is like what feels like the message in it, or what are the themes that seem to be coming up over and over again in my dreams, right? Am I revisiting old spaces, old times? Am I revisiting old situations, old homes? Do I have kind of a recurring theme that seems to be coming up for me? Our subconscious is actually always working on our behalf to reveal very interesting or suppressed or a lot of different things that we just don't necessarily access by being conscious humans in the everyday world. So it is really important to pay attention to your dreams and to keep in mind that as the moon phases change, as we have the heavenly bodies shifting all the time, we're really connected to all those things, right? So right now is a time to be really reflective and internal and introspective. So you're totally right to pay attention to those things. The other part I want to talk about is you were saying something about crows or seeing a repeated animal, right? I'm a firm believer in animal medicine. So whenever an animal appears to you multiple times, often that animal is coming to you to teach you about a specific kind of medicine. So one thing to do is think about, okay, so what are crows like, right? Well, they fly and they can see everything from a bird's eye view. Crows have also historically, in many folk legends and many different traditions and cultures, been looked at as messengers. So oftentimes, like for like a short amount of time there, I kept seeing 3 crows over and over again. And, you know, I was finding that, okay, like, I think that a big shift is coming. I'm curious as to what's going on, right? There's some information here. So when a particular animal is presenting itself to you over and over and over again, whether you're actually seeing the animal, it could be, you know, you're driving your car and you see like a painting of a particular animal on like a U-Haul truck, or, you know, you see it on a billboard or something along those lines. To me, that's the universe speaking to you and saying, okay, this animal is coming to me. How does the animal navigate, you know, through the world? What is the animal particularly skilled at? Foxes, for instance, for a minute there, foxes were kind of coming to me for a while. And I read about foxes. Foxes are really stealthy. They know how to be invisible. They know how to hide. And during that particular moment in my life, I was making some really difficult decisions around, you know, this was during graduate school, like what my next steps are. And what Fox medicine kind of taught me was like, I need to sit back, I need to pay attention, I need to survey the situation, and I need to be quiet right now. And I just need to watch and listen. So every animal is unique, and it would be really important for you to just pay attention to like, all right, like what is it about this animal that's showing up in my life, and what can I learn, you know, from what they're trying to bring. Are there any other questions, Shelby?
I don't see any other questions in the chat. And thank you all so much for sticking with us. Like we put in the chat earlier, we will be sharing a YouTube link to everyone who's a part of this session so that you can enjoy it without any of our technical difficulties. And I, for one, know that I will definitely be enjoying this, starting off a lot of my mornings as a nice way to just get into that Zen way of starting the day. Christine is going to share her special code in the chat. So all of you can head over to her website at shadowmoonhealing.com and use that code for 15% off of her services. We are so, so grateful to all of you for joining us on your Friday morning and sticking with us and being patient and, you know, being so interested in this amazing content. And I'll let Christine close with any final words she has.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. I think that all the technical glitches just have to do with all of you amazing people who are tuning in today, and all this awesome, you know, energy, you know, that was just like tuning in. That's what I think. We made it crash. So I look at that as a positive. So yeah, thank you so much for coming. I hope it was beneficial to you. I'm available for any other questions that you might have. So if you do have questions, email me at shadowmoonhealing@gmail.com. And I'm offering a special code for anybody that hung out with me today and stuck through the Q&A to the end here. If you go to my website, you can type in this coupon code startup15 and you'll get 15% any service from me for your first time. Please follow me on social media at Shadow Moon Healing on Instagram, and definitely check my website and my blogs. I'm always writing different things. I really specialize in thinking about how we can use energy work and ordinary magic as a way to deal with, you know, tough situations like anxiety, and what we can do to kind of remedy those things and access our inner power. So please stop by, and I'd love to hear more from you. So thank you so much, everybody. I really hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.